Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. This is Kim at Uncensored Food, and it's a shitty day outside today. So, what Italians do when it's a shitty day is they eat. But if you want to eat well, you got to cook it first. So last week I went to Color Envy in Bolingbrook, and my darling friend and stylist, Emily Crossman, told me about this delicious pork carnita that she made for herself and her husband. She's a really good cook. So it sounded so good that I started drooling in the chair. I got my hair cut, I came home and went shopping immediately to buy the ingredients. This is what Emily does to make the most awesome pork carnitas. You start with this. First things first, get a 3.5 or 4 pound pork shoulder or butt. I got a shoulder. Cut it in pieces. First of all, you take off that fat cap. Leave plenty of fat on the inside, but you take off the fat cap. You don't need all of that. And you put these pieces in a Dutch oven, which is really the best way to cook this. See, this is what 4 pounds looks like. Doesn't that look horrendous right now? Not gonna end up horrendous. So working with the Dutch oven, then you put in the ingredients to flavor this thing. Here's what you need for that. Okay, once you have your cut pieces of meat in a Dutch oven, you add to that a teaspoon and a half of salt and a teaspoon of pepper, put that in there. You have ground cumin, oregano, and garlic powder. I'll write down how much is the right amount of everything. 2 full bay leaves, I'll just toss those suckers in there. 1 onion, just quartered, peeled and quartered, throw that in there. Then we are going to use 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and that actually is about 2 small limes. Stick that all in there. Okay, I'm going to put the whole squeezed, see that? Drop it in. It's not gonna hurt anything. I'm just gonna add flavor to the whole mix. Do the same thing with an orange. Wash the outside of an orange, squeeze in all the juice, throw the orange peel, everything in there. We'll fish that out later. And 2 cups of water, plain old water. Get that all in there. This is barely covering the meat. Ooh, citrus, love, love, love. Okay, cover this sucker up, put it on the stove, and just bring that to a boil. As soon as it boils for just the shortest amount of time, it's gonna go into a preheated 300-degree oven for about 2.5 hours. Then it's gonna fall apart. You wait and see. Well, folks, it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes or so of this in the oven. And so now that comes out. And this pork shoulder is cooked perfectly. Look at that, it's fall apart tender. So what I'm gonna do is scoop this out, throw it on the cookie sheet, and then I'm going to shred it. But I'm going to save all this liquid because this gets worked back in. Oh my God, it smells so good already, you can't even believe it. All right, once you get this meat out of here, take a slotted spoon and pull out the rinds and all this other stuff. We don't need any of that anymore. It's done its work. Here's what's going to happen now. I've added some cornstarch to the liquid, so it's going to thicken a little bit on the stove. I'm going to shred this. Look at this. It just comes apart so easily. Then I'm going to mix some of that liquid in with this shredded pork shoulder that cooked for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then it's going under the broiler for just about 5 minutes or so on the top shelf, because we're going to make pieces of it very crispy. And there you have it. So stand by. That is nicely shredded. This is cooked down and reduced a bit. So now we're just going to take some of this liquid and work it into the shredded pork, much as you want. And then this is going into the broiler for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, until it gets some crispy edges. Now, if you don't serve this immediately, then make sure you do this, save that, and do this right before you do serve it, because those crispy little edges make all the difference in the world. So there you go. I got plenty to do it again, because obviously can't can't eat this all in one sitting. Try as I may. The broiler is on high. Ooh, the thing. Roxy, we gotta move, darling. There you go. And here we go. This is the trick. This is the magic part. Get that brown, and then it's served with corn tortillas with any kind of fixings you like. I've got some diced onions. I've got some diced tomatoes. What do you see? Stand by. I cannot begin to tell you how delicious this is. I've got wonderful broiled pork carnitas here. Thank you, Emily, for this wonderful recipe. It's now one of my new all-time favorites. This is Kim and Roxy at Uncensored Food. Thanks for playing with us today. We can't talk to you anymore. We have food to eat. What? What? Are we trying? You know you're gonna get some. Bye-bye.